I strongly believe that LinkedIn profiles are an incredibly powerful tool for any financial services professional who wants to build his or her career. There are really 3 or 4 things that we want to achieve with our LinkedIn profile. We want to make ourselves findable. We want to keep the reader on the page and scrolling through and learning more about us. And we want to make sure that the value proposition that we have is really clear and compelling. And hopefully, if you're a job seeker, we want that person to reach out and perhaps invite us to a conversation or indeed a job interview. Hello, my name is Stephen Wright. I'm a career coach here at Career Mentor, and we help high-performing financial services professionals make their next smart career move. So with those things in mind, having a very well-written experience section on your LinkedIn profile is critical. And I think there are 10 things that we can look for, and there are some do's and don'ts and some other things which I think you'll find quite interesting. Let's go through them now. The first is that I'm going to ask you not to fall to the temptation of simply copying and pasting the experience section on your CV into your LinkedIn profile. Quite often, recruiters or HR professionals or hiring managers will at some point look at both your CV and your LinkedIn profile, and they want to read new information or the same information but in a different way on your LinkedIn profile. So putting things in your LinkedIn profile in a different way, perhaps in a more crisp, more punchy manner, is, I think, an important thing to do. The second thing is that we want to make sure that any dates that you have on your CV and your LinkedIn profile match up. So the months and the years absolutely want to match up. If there is any discrepancy, then that may well be a red flag in the mind of the person who's reading both documents, and we want to avoid that if we can. Third thing is to make you aware that if you have been at the same place for some time and yet you've had different roles and different job titles, then the formatting within LinkedIn will help you with this. So let's imagine that you joined Investment Banking A as a graduate trainee. You got promoted to associate, then analyst, then VP, and then director and managing director. Well, all of those can be housed within the same organization, as long as each time you put the entry in, you use exactly the same nomenclature for the organization that you're working for. So that's a really handy way in which things can be formatted. Number 4 is keywords. We know that in order to make ourselves findable on LinkedIn, keywords are important, and the job titles that you put in your experience section are important here. So do make sure that you're using job titles which are keyword friendly. Next point is to think about how far back in time should you go in the experience section of your LinkedIn profile. I'm going to say that you want to go back as far as 10 years. Anything older than that can be summarized or reduced to just a mention, but really we're interested in the last 10 years of your career with a particular focus on things that are relevant to the overarching career narrative that you have. Next point, number 5, is please be accurate and mindful. By that I mean that your LinkedIn profile is in the public domain. So we want to be absolutely accurate with everything that we put in. It wants to be accurate and truthful. And also be mindful of the fact that you want to avoid putting anything into your experience section which might be thought of as being confidential. So that's just that point there. Number 7 is that you can put media into the various sections within your experience section in LinkedIn. By that I mean you can upload videos into that area, and that can be a fantastic way of allowing people to get to know you better. I would note that it's much better to upload the video straight into LinkedIn and not link it via another platform like YouTube or in fact Vimeo, because LinkedIn platform doesn't like that. Number 8, I always find it slightly underwhelming when I'm looking at somebody's LinkedIn profile and yet you have those kind of grayed out, not a logo things on the left-hand side. It's much better and much more impactful to have the logos of the firms that you are currently working for or used to work for. And this can easily be done by going to the company page within LinkedIn of that organization and linking it across. And of course, the other point here, number 9, is that I do see on a number of occasions people using up precious space by describing the products and services of the firms that they work for. And I think that that could be a distraction and a waste of space. Much better is to link that particular section of your experience section to that company's LinkedIn profile. And that way, if the reader wants to learn more about a firm that they're perhaps a little unfamiliar with, they can easily click on that link and read about that firm. Final point to say about this is that we want to make sure that sometimes less is more. So our LinkedIn profile wants to be written in quite a crisp, punchy, compelling, and above all, making the information very accessible so that people can get to what they want to see very quickly and then encouraged to stay on the page. I hope you found that useful. Please do like and comment and share. I'd be very happy if you were to do that. And furthermore, if you do want to have a conversation about your CV or your LinkedIn profile, then please do get in touch and we can have a nice conversation about that as well. Thanks very much.